to ball. It wasn't a particularly sparkling Saturday for VR46.
Well, after his first front row start for Prima Pramac Racing, his first front row start in 3.5 years, and his first sprint success yesterday on the podium, Frankie Morbidelli is within his rights to be strutting around the paddock like a peacock, isn't he? But what can he do in this full-length Grand Prix? He had a strong start to this action, did. Morbidelli was fastest in this morning's brief 10-minute warm-up session. The Aprilia fans out in fourth and frustrating yesterday with Mark Vinales, their best finisher, in 11th place. Lacy Spargo was 1 place behind him in 12th spot. And of course, the rain spots have ramped up the tension, they've ramped up the pressure. I wonder what the heart rate of the Ducati Novo team boss Davide Tardozzi is sitting at right now. Well, we can find out because he joins Simon.
He does. Davide, it's pretty clear that Pecco wants to get that start. Has he done everything possible to get it?
Yeah, we'll see. You know, this small rain now.
Last-minute doubts about tyre choice with the heavy cloud cover. Simon just informing us as well from down in pit lane there are a few more spots of rain that have started to fall. What are we now? Well, we're just over 20 minutes or so away from lights out, then down on the grid. Just look at the anxiety etched all over the faces of the factory Ducati camp. You can see there Davide Tardozzi, who just spoke to Simon, Christian Gavarini, Bagnaia's crew chief, Ducati test rider. What a sterling job he's done behind the scenes for so many years. Michele Pirro on the front row then as Bagnaia departs from pole position is Frankie Morbidelli. Not exactly sun and glasses weather, but we'll let him off as he tries to keep himself cool and collected on what is his first front row start in a Motogp race since the Jerez round, the Spanish Grand Prix, all the way back in 2021, 62 races ago. Unfamiliar territory for Frankie.
Well, the most important, I think, component for any Motogp team right about now is not on that motorcycle, it's their weather radars, because as we've already heard in the lead up to this Grand Prix, it might inform what rear tyre choice they go for. If they think rain's going to come during the race, it might force someone or convince someone to go for a softer rear tyre option. As it stands, so they're going to the grid, the front row riders have Bagnaia, Morbidelli and Pezzecchi on the front row, and all VR46 front row, all as it stands on the soft rear tyre. Jorge Martin on the medium fourth, Pedro Costa fifth, Brad Binder sixth, Alex Marquez and Ea Bastianini and Marc Marquez on row three, also currently with the soft rear tyre. Fabio Quartararo take the Yamaha from Maverick Vinales and Jack Miller. We find Lacy Spargo, should I say, on the fifth row from Fabio to Gian Antonio. Paul Espargaro completes row five. Zarco Augusto Fernandez and Miguel Oliveira on the sixth row of the grid. On the seventh row, we find Raul Fernandez and Alex Rins. The empty space there would have seen Luca Marini. He's absent through illness, along with his teammate Tranmere, so no Repsol Hondas on the grid for this San Marino Grand Prix. Taka Nakagami and Stefan Bradl are on the back row of the grid, with only 3 Hondas starting.
Yeah, this is a very tricky situation to manage and just to try and keep you cool, isn't it? These are Pedro Acosta's mechanics working intensely on his RC16 machine. He looks a little bit nervy, doesn't he, Pedro Acosta? Potentially a new experience coming his way. Simon just telling us from down in pit lane, even he can just feel the stress that is building, not just of course with the riders but everybody connected to the teams. You can see their text guys there to Brad Binder's left on the right hand side of your picture. Are they just maybe doing some late changing to the mappings here as we go into this 27 lap race? You can just see everybody's just got a slightly nervous. Binder has a good look skywards there, doesn't he? At the moment there's no severe rain that's being chucked out of these guys, but yeah, plenty to grab the attention as we get set for then a very special prize-giving ceremony, the Red Bull Motogp Rookies Cup Award ceremony to take place after what was an unbelievable, thrilling conclusion to this year's series. Taking third place then goes Valentin Peroni, the Argentinian. Second in the standings, he was the leader going into the final round this morning, was Brian Uriarte. But congratulations to 2024 Red Bull Motogp Rookies Cup champion Alvaro Carpe, and he did it in some style. It went all the way down to the last corner, the last round of the season. Some potential stars of the future enjoying their special moments at the front of the grid. We watched that in the media centre earlier on today, Lewis. Those three riders, in fact the whole of the Red Bull Motogp Rookies Cup grid, produced an absolute stunner to round off their season.
Yeah, they set quite a high bar to start our race day here at Misano. It was essentially winner takes all between the two of them in the title chase, and those are three names and three faces that are going to be gracing a Grand Prix grid very soon. You can see spots of rain continuing to bounce off the screen of the Prima Pramac Ducati of Jorge Martin. Tyre choice is going to be crucial. Will we only see the slicks, or might we see the wets in this San Marino Grand Prix? Let's get a word from Michelin. Piero Taramatos with Simon.
He is. He's also with Yamaha, big, basically engineers, riders, support people trying to get information, and he's about to stop talking. And yes, we've got Piero. Piero, there's a lot of stress down here, people trying to make the right decision, the right adjustments, and especially the right tyre choice. What are your thoughts?
Yes, it's no easy moment. Before coming to the grid, before the rain we started to drop, the situation was quite clear. Half riders, they pick up the soft on the rear, some other they prefer the medium. Both are raceable, so there is no one. It gives you a little bit advantage at the beginning of the race. With after 5 laps, the lap time is very close, and then you with the medium, of course, the consistency is better. You have better stability. Now with a few drop of rain, it changed a little bit the strategy. So they are thinking to go more to the soft, because if the track will be damp, the soft compound will work a little bit better. But let's see, difficult to anticipate, and but we just hope to have a good race.
And the choice of wet tyres, if they do put them in, for example, the other machine, they have to put wheels in there. What do you think they would choose there? Medium, which can last, or the soft, which is amazing in full wet?
Yes, if for sure the medium is the one who will work better in this track. The grip is very good, also is quite hot. The soft is designed for a lot of water, a cooler temperature, so the medium will be the best solution.
Thank you, Piero.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Simon. Thanks to Michelin Motorsport manager Piero Taramasso of our sort of tidal challengers and our big hitters at the front of the grid. The early information coming from Michelin was that the rider on your screens right now, Jorge Martin, has gone for the medium front, medium rear tyre. Of course, he made the dream start. What a start it was at the head of that sprint yesterday. That was the platform for him, taking that 14th sprint success. He's been on the podium 20 times already this season as Jorge Martin. That's why he will not surrender the World Championship lead come the end of play here today in Misano. You can see there Marco Bezzecchi trying to look as relaxed as he possibly can do as we look at the Roman Emperor in Misano, a familiar face to fans all around the world, of course. MotoGP legend, 4-time 250cc world champion, world superbike champion, one of the best to ever do it from this part of the world, wasn't he? Max Biaggi having a little chat with Ducati test rider Michele Pirro.
Recently crowned Italian champion once again, Michele Pirro. Of course, normally we'd see him racing here, of course, absent due to the concessions rules which prohibit Ducati now because of their unsuccess from having wild cards. Oh yeah, we're with you, Pecco. We're all looking up at the skies now, wondering what on earth is going to happen. Just uncertainty, that's mentioned, the world champion could do without. He does come into this race, we think, as the favourite, as he shares an embrace with his mentor, with the doctor, Valentino Rossi.
Great to see Valentino part of the atmosphere here as well. We're hoping for better fortunes than what came the way of his two riders, the Gian Antonio and Bezzecchi yesterday. They both failed to finish the sprint after the crashes. Now potentially a big day for HRC tomorrow with a new Honda potentially being rolled out by by the Japanese factory. Johann Zarco, 13th on the grid. Let's get some thoughts from the boss, Lucio Cecchinello.
Yes, I always planned to come and see Lucio today because Johann Zarco, your rider, has been riding the wheels off that bike, tyres off at least. Amazing effort. These tricky conditions, everyone in huddles trying to make decisions. What's your feelings?
Well, the condition is tricky, but of course the asphalt is still dry. I think that a couple of riders, including us, we will start with instead of the medium rear, we will start with the soft rear. This is, due to the fact that there are some drop of rain, so you will perhaps not stress the tire very much, especially in the first part of the race. I think that we will not have heavy rain, especially in the second part of the race. Perhaps some drops in the first parts. That's the latest forecast, but it can always change.
And your riders in general, a couple of words on them.
Our riders in general, yes, they are still struggling with vibration, chattering, and lack of grip. Let's say that we are a little bit more in difficulty using the medium tire instead of the soft tire. With the soft tire, we have less problems, so I'm quite pleased that at the moment both riders choose to race with the soft tire.
Thank you, Lucio.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Lucio Cecchinello. Well, one rider who was planning initially to race that Michelin soft rear tyre was the world champion, Pecco Bagnaia, but as you can see on the graphic there, he has decided late on, a very late switch over. Pecco Bagnaia has gone over to the medium front rear combination, which Jorge Martins has stuck to his guns. He's already been on that option. Marc Marquez also on the medium rear tyre. Just these change in the conditions. Still very, very hot as Pecco Bagnaia has a little chat to our Italian TV colleagues at Sky. Very, very busy as always down on the grid here at the Misano World Circuit. Marco Simoncelli, of course, they will be desperate to see an Italian rider win. Jorge Martin, the winner of the last two sprints here in Misano, the Grand Prix winner in dominant fashion. Jorge Martin, over the 40 racing laps in Misano here last year, did not see anybody else's rear tyre as he powered away from pole position to a start-to-finish victory in the sprint and the Grand Prix. At least he saw somebody's rear tyre yesterday, albeit briefly, after his lightning launch away from fourth place on the grid. If he could do that again today, well, he's going to be setting himself up for potentially his first Grand Prix victory since the French Grand Prix in Le Mans. Can the KTMs get in the mix after Brad Binder was 7th, Jack Miller 8th yesterday in the sprint? Let's get some thoughts from Francesco Guidotti, the boss.
Yes, Francesco, please give us your thoughts on your riders and these conditions.
Conditions are normal. I mean, nothing special. It's cloudy. There's some drops, but no, it's not wet. I mean, it doesn't make it more slippery. It's so we at the moment, no, we stick on our plan and trying to have a good start and be there with the leading group as much as we can.
Jack and Brad, how do you think they feel after yesterday? I know they tried to make some adjustments to Brad's bike overnight. Did it work in the warm-up?
Yeah, more on Brad's side because he has a lot of complaint about strong feeling. So yeah, we tried to understand what we could do. This morning with different conditions, it worked well, but we still miss something.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Simon. And thanks to Francesco Guidotti. Of course, the leading Fiera Mobility Group rider in the sprint yesterday was Pedro Acosta, over the line in 6th place. Looked like it was going to be a top 5 for Acosta until he was the victim of the late attack market. Let's get the national anthem.
maybe we can have an advantage with Jorge at the last lap of the race.
Hey, good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks Gino, but also thanks Simon. There is Valentino Rossi's playground. That's where the current generation of Italian Motogp superstars hone their Tavulia, a stone throw away from this Misano World Circuit. Marco Simoncelli, can you believe this as well? Simon Crafar, once again in our ears. He's like a little roving weather reporter. So this is the third or fourth time now Simon has told us that there is more rain falling, light spots falling, as Valentino Rossi gets himself into his favourite trackside watching position as he looks to see if the likes of Bagnaia, Morbidelli and Bezzecchi, of course, and all VR46 Academy front row as they look to exactly.
Later, Jack Miller hopes not. He's going from 12. He's with Michael.
Jack, these conditions have always worked in your favour. Are you feeling good for this one?
Always, I don't know about it. But we don't mind them. We'll give it a crack, see what we can do. Obviously, it's just a bit of mental at this point in time, just enough to have you guessing. But no, we'll be ready anyway. We'll put the pin lock on the inside of the visor and prepare ourselves for all kinds of conditions, and yeah, we'll just try and see what the weather gods have got in for us. I mean, she's muggy down here at the minute. I feel like we're in bloody Malaysia, but no, it feels good. So warm up was good. Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Thank you, Jack. Good luck today.
Thank you.
We are definitely bordering Jack Miller time, aren't we? And it would be great if it just rained a bit more, just to mix things up a bit.
It is starting to. I'm looking at it now. Look at it. It is actually starting to sort of rest there. The tarmac's going a little bit darker. You know what I said? We just need a fraction more, and it will affect grip levels. Already, look now. That's affecting grip levels. You can see all the dark patches.
That's enough to affect the grip.
100%. That is. Yeah, absolutely. And I know I mentioned it a lot. This bit here, the white painted edge of the curb. It's a narrow track. You have to use every millimetre of this track. Your front tyre needs to be on there in the braking zones. Right now, with this water on it, you are down with a slick tyre.
Okay, we've talked very much about the road. With Frankie Morbidelli getting his podium, let's just have a word about him today. What do you think his chances are?
Good chances on the front row of the grid. I don't know if Morbidelli is a real risk taker.
You know, like now, you're sat in the good, you know your Jack Miller's going, he's like licking his chops. Morbidelli's more of a thinker.
Is Pedro Acosta licking his chops?
What do you reckon?
I think he is.
I know he is. It's got the Pedro feel to it. Do you think he's prepared to take a risk? Absolutely.
No reason not to, is there?
No reason not to. These are the chances where you can steal your first victory. And Pedro, I'm looking at him over there, he looks like a machine, he's ready to attack.
What's Jorge Martin thinking?
Nervous. It's horrible because now you're anxious, really anxious. When you've done all that work to build up that points lead, and now it's drizzling, and you've got slick tyres on. Same for everyone. No, it's not, because when you leave the championship, you've got it all to lose.
Yeah, it's so much to think about here in Misano, isn't it? Let's head over to Michael and see if he can work out really what tyres they were going to run.
Workout being the operative word there, Susie. I did see the sheet about 4 minutes ago, and then it looked like everyone had opted for their front choice being a medium tyre, but as these spots of rain have come in, then the risk factor goes up, so perhaps if you switch it to the soft, it does go the distance, just moves around a little bit more. The key tyre has been the rear, and that's been the one that no one can fully decide on. A little bit of a mixed grid, it was almost 50-50. The majority of the riders going for the soft rear, Marquez looking for the soft, Pecco looking for the soft. Weirdly, and I did expect the soft to be in Jorge Martin's rear, but the provisional sheet has him on the medium rear tyre. So front tyre pressure was a massive issue for Pecco Bagnaia. He's going to nervously decide what pressure to put in the front tyre. Whether he can beat this man to turn one, that will decide which is the correct choice today. So pressure is a key on the bike, in the tyres, for the riders to deal with this mental rain. It's basic today. I am glad I am no longer a racer.
I never thought you would say that. There are nearly 90,000 fans in today. We are back to the town of Valentino Rossi, so a fantastic support. But just have a look at that down there, turn one. It is so much about the start here in Misano, as we saw yesterday. Yes, it was a shorter race, but it's such a tricky track to overtake. It's not impossible, but it's very difficult. And it's what left a bitter taste in the mouth of Francesco Bagnaia yesterday. He did not get that start right, and he knew from that moment on he couldn't get past Jorge Martin, and now he is 26 points behind the young Spaniard, more than a race win. That psychological disadvantage. Franco Morbidelli yesterday was on the podium. Let's not forget that this is their postcard. They are all from here. This is their backyard. They have so much to prove. I wonder if we can just try to come with me through to the second row of the grid. We've got Bez there. Not a good day for Bez yesterday, but he can do much better today. Obviously, we spoke yesterday, but let's get to the aggressive second row. Brad Binder, Pedro Acosta, and here is your championship leader, Jorge Martin there, doing his final stretches. The number 89, leading the way by 26 points. He didn't expect yesterday to be able to get into the lead, but once he did, it was metronomic. So I guess the big question today is, can he get the same sort of start? Can he get ahead of Pecco Bagnaia? And can he keep his head and be as exact as he was around here? Yesterday he got the flow so well. He was literally unbeatable. And this man has got all the pressure, all the stress, as we head into round 13, the Misano Grand Prix. Pecco Bagnaia trailing them by 26 points. What pressure there has been on this grid. There really has been very emotional. I'll leave you with that shot as we head for the Misano Grand Prix. Neil and Gav, it's all yours.
Good afternoon from Misano World Circuit. Marco Simoncelli. We're set for the 27-lap Grand Prix of San Marino and the Rimini Riviera, round 13 of the Motogp World Championship, and the tension is sky high with the clouds so low. Pecco Bagnaia starts on pole, determined to fight back after Jorge Martin's dominant sprint win, which has extended his championship lead to 26 points. But despite sunny conditions all weekend, now the riders are having to contend with mental rain, those anxiety-inducing phantom spots that will appear on your visor, on your bubble, your front fairing at high speed, and they will cause the riders all sorts of worry on this final warm-up lap without actually soaking the track enough for wet tyres. It's a real psychological battle the riders are going to have to overcome here now. Who is going to...
To this San Marino Grand Prix. Just having a look on the screen of Jorge Martin.